Everyone is on X Red side, and we're today joined by Ben from XM Studios. We're just going to do a quick video about QC and XM's view on it. So keep watching. So one of the big things as well is, XM are known as one of the premium companies in the poly industry, and how important is, or even how much work do you put into the QC side of things? What sort of extra levels do you put in place?
A lot of people might not know, right? So we do a minimum of at least 3 QC before it is out to collectors. So first QC done by factory. Our QC will go to the factory to do a QC again.
It's that's what you see with your arrow stickers.
Yeah. So you see stickers everywhere. So when that is done, it will ship to our facility in China, or QC facilities, where every individual piece will be opened up. We check the attachment, we check the parts and so on before we ship it out. If we ship to Singapore, our QC team here will go through another time. If we ship directly out for China, then we won't. But even with pre-QC, you can take all our labor, human labor, there's bound to be some error in between, right? So it's like sometimes there may be two of the same parts, like among 1,000 pieces, maybe one or two, and then you get this connector coming on the Facebook, screaming at you, accusing them will do a good job. Why am I have the same two parts, and so on. It's like
There's always going to be there's an acceptable level of error when humans are involved.
and I think you'll end up with some runs, right? So and the worst is like this part doesn't fit because he is not doing a good job. And then again about this, so collectors need to understand that when we are using resin, right, they are plastic basically. So at high heat, you'll start to warp or you'll start to deform. Usually when a parcel is being shipped by freight, right? So that by air, even by sea, it will be very hot. The temperature can go as high as 60 to 80 degrees inside the compartment. That's where the smaller part or the parts will start to warp or deform a little bit. Which is why by the time it reaches the connector's hand, then they try, it doesn't fit. Right? And they start to say, oh, this is QC issues, didn't do a good job, and that, but they do not understand the process. Which is why we always say that you need to use hair dryer and you need to use hot water, and so they can bend the ship back and you can put it in, right?
But with that, couldn't that be fixed by a stronger armature, like a stronger frame inside?
So you see, we have a white form where we put the parts out there, right? You still need to have some allowance so that if in the event there is if people drop it, there's space for the parts to move so it doesn't break and crack.
Yeah.
Right? So there's only that much that we can solve in terms of technical issues, but things like this that causes because of the high temperature that causes the parts to warp or deform, that's something that is beyond our control.
You'll see that more with something like PU capes, with tools like that.
Yes, thinner material, even resin that is thinner in material, you will have that issues.
And then now people resolve that.
Like I say, right? Use hot water, hair dry, hit it. Sing will always tell you, use hot water because hot water is easiest.
Just don't be hectic. You have to be very specific with saying.
I always tell my customers, if I'm there, I can get it done in the within 2 minutes.
George recently did it. He got a moon night.
Exactly.
And
I wonder if you still remember the videos that Brian do.
Yeah, we shared. There's a video Brian did with that. Yeah, I think that was one that was that. But he did it, and he saw it out. He said it was so, and he put a post up about it. He said songs to do. The only thing is, it's got to be. I think with the statues as well, a lot of people are very like, oh, we're gonna compliment that more. paper cup. No, I've had statues where I bought them from a smoker, and it had so much. It wasn't a smoker; it was a vape. So like it was covered in like oil, and then it had dust. I had to put my statue in the sink and literally turn the whole wall on, get a little brush, and I'd brush it, like literally give them a shower and bathed because it was bad. And they're fine as long as you don't use a wire brush.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be like tough.
Yeah, okay.
Thick as ultra. So this
Happen and everyone think test.
and so talking about this, then it was like,
And then I recently read about connectors that receive our water tank.
yeah,
So he said that he take off the paint and found that inside is broken into pieces, and then actually the factory glue it and then paint over, and they break all the QC not checking on it. So I was thinking, well, if our QC got X-ray eyes that we can see that it's break, then
well, I mean, if you look at the average, I mean, these aren't average statues, but you look at, I mean, I think you would see the background anyway, but if you look at the wall tank, I'm hating to know how many pieces that is.
yes,
So each one of those pieces, they are glued together. And that's the thing is, and sometimes when you do ship these things, because of the increase in heat, and then
we pre-assemble them,
yeah,
but that general piece is break, and then the factory glue it back.
you just, I mean, because of
They paint it over.
so the heat, you get the glue, the two fails, but the heat,
Yes.
so you get that on. And sometimes,
Magnet cape come out, they bring all the QC.
well, sometimes it's acceptable to need to glue a piece if it's on the joint and the angstroll carriage. Sometimes it's fine. But then also moving on again is, you guys do a lot of QC, you do go above and beyond, but there are still some pieces that have big problems. I mean, was you looking at your Black Widow and Darth Maul, and you've had issues with those.
So after doing an investigation on the old Black Widow, why is it leaned? We found that the factory actually purchased different materials for productions. So they don't like buy by bulk. They usually when they purchase a material, they go by batches, and depending on the amount of pieces they want to produce. So for the first 20, 30, or 50 pieces, I can't remember, for the Black Widow, they use a different grade of resin, which is softer, which causes it to bend.
Yeah.
So for us to examine is that if these are our issues, we'll replace it, which is subsequently we produce the body and then we replace with the connectors. As for Darth Maul, I mean, the design itself, for him jumping out from his bike, is already a difficult piece to produce. And when collectors complain about it being slanted, but if you look at the Darth Maul, the whole Darth Maul does blunt. The only issue they have is with the key pack in the base. So what happened to the key pack is that we add on additional metal plug, I would say, to the bottom of the base, so collectors sometimes they want to pack and unpack their statues. They keep plugging out, putting.
To keep that head gesture.
Yeah. So after a while, the resin hole become bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So for XM, what we do is that in order to solve this issue, add another additional metal caps onto all the plug, so that you will not have this issue. But because the metal cap is being glued onto the base, and the Darth Maul being very heavy, the glue start to give way and then just turns. Yeah, it just.
So as in the older statues, you just have a peg and then a hole.
Yeah.
And the hole is actually his resin.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, from that point, you realize that you're going to put a metal kind of sheath in there so that it wouldn't damage as much. But then obviously that
It gives you a lot of problem. So production is always there. Every design that we produce,
as long as you know for.
Yeah, we always find issues on production, but that's how we make better and better collectibles down the road, right?
And then also then sort of talking about issues that may occur, date, which is one of the reasons why you kind of don't really like to use cure resin, is it in grey. So rich in grey, there were sort of stress scratch.
Yeah.
Period. And you know what people may not know or may know is every statue is going to have stress cracks in there, but the fact that the paint is painted and they're resin and they break, we're never going to see that.
Yeah.
So with this clear resin, you can see it.
Yeah, you can see more obviously in your brain meat that there is production issues and so on. So we don't want to have that, which is why we use less clear resin. Yeah.
And then one of the other things as well is obviously when people are asked, okay, you've got too many QC issues, it's not worth sending back. Break the statue, send it back here, show us the video, send it back to us. And so send us the video and destroy it. When they then sometimes break the statue, they'll be like, wow, this is hollow, or how comes there's actual parts of another statue used inside the base or things like that. You want to discuss that?
So basically, like I say, when factory do production like casting like that, right now, so we wouldn't know what they put inside. So some factory, in order to cut costs, they will use filler like this to fill up the parts, right? So only we break the mold. So there was one producer company that have these issues, and the collectors were screaming at them. To me, I said that, come on, how would they know? And until you break it, right? You cannot just blame that the company is doing that. And also, which is why for XM, the factory that we choose, right, is very important. We give them specific instruction that you're not allowed to use any leftover parts to fill in the filler. If you want, you need to break your filler into smaller parts.
Yeah. Because I remember seeing one, it wasn't the next head, and literally you could see whole arms, all their heads, and it was just like something out of the game, the horror movie walls or elements.
Correct. I told them you should grind your parts into smaller pieces, they use it as a filler.
But you can do that with silicon as well, Colin. Not as much, but you can use
like I say, so usually for XN, we use a PU form. So it's a 2-part form. It's liquid. When you pour them together, you will blow back, and by 10, 20 times, and you'll fill the gap.
So it's not like the cannon.
No, so basically it's two type of liquid. So you pour into the hollow resin, and then you will just, because of chemical reaction, you'll blow up and then become solid, right? But that material is so expensive, number one, and it's very difficult to use it because you don't know how long it takes, where, some of the part, if it doesn't reach, they still be hollow. So, but, well, for XM pieces, the bigger pieces that is hollow, we usually use the PU form.
Cool. Well, and that's, I think I've taken probably over your time now, so, thanks so much for your time there, Ben, and, what I do is I'll try and edit this into, I think, 4 videos, share 4 videos, and I'll try and get them out, but, yeah.
It's good to always share the community, right? So at least, I think it's the behind the scene thing that the collectors want to know.
It also adds, it's good to have like a human face to a company as well. It's good to have you out there and, well, not just learning, but we do in general, to have like a face to a brand.
I mean, I'm a collector myself. I also know the issues that collector face, and I know how statues is being produced and the issues that it's. But for me, the individual reply to every collector is very taxing and time.
But it's also, I mean, it can be quite frustrating with some of the responses from certain individuals. So we don't bring it up.
So if we can do a video like that, and sometimes, people can always go and watch it and understand it. We know what I mean. It's good. It's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Do you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.